I was exhausted of people, I was exhausted of the world, and so therefore I wanted a portal out of that, which is where the occult came in. Throughout my whole life, I've always had experiences with it, so fortune-telling readings, palm readings, silly superstitions, demon ghost researching. I wanted to be connected to that world. Going to psychics, tarot cards, astrological birth charts, gemstones that symbolised peace or tranquility. I believed it because it was an option and it looked good, it seduced me, so I just went for it. Because I disliked the world so much, it offered me a refuge. So I treated it like a solace. It gave me happiness. I felt glamorous, different to everyone else. So what was once a light-hearted interest in the occult became an unhealthy obsession. I knew that it became unhealthy when it was no longer something that was therapeutic. That's when I started having nightmares. The things I saw, I concluded that I was doing something wrong. I got to a stage where I was afraid to go to sleep. Ghastly faces right up to me, yeah. And they had their mouths open, like they were trying to suck my soul. I called out for help, but there was no one to call out for help to. It was the start of university. It was orientation day. I was eating a gelati with my friend, sitting on the side. And then a girl came up to me, a young woman came up to me. Her name was Joy, and she was holding a pamphlet. And I knew it was something to do with something that I didn't want to hear. And so she said, "Hey, my name's Joy, I'm from Student Life. Would you like to do a little survey?" And I was like, all right. So I completed the survey, and I got excited when one of the questions was, what spiritual activities have you partaken in? And one of the options was witchcraft. I was like, ooh! What intrigued me was that she was really interested in my life, but what for? I was trying to find out a catch to it. So she said, but first you should come to our Bible studies. I said, okay. Get to know some of the people first and then see how we go from there. And I'm like, all right. She's like, well, we're holding a cheeseburger party at McDonald's opposite the uni this Thursday at 5. Come along. And I was like, all right. And so I trudged over to Macca's opposite uni, and I walked in and everyone was sitting there with the cheeseburgers stacked in the middle. So I was really hungry, so I was happy. I sat down, I looked around, and they were really friendly. I was drawn to the way they interacted with one another. There was no competition, it was peaceful, it was harmonious. I felt comfortable there, and I was just attracted by their community. So I started attending the Bible studies. One week after another. I got to know the people, I learnt more about God and Jesus. I remembered when Joy shared the gospel with me. So at that stage I didn't grasp why Jesus died on the cross exactly. I was just occupied with pleading with God to take away my pain. I wasn't really focusing on the cross. Now when I started going to the Bible studies, I learnt that Jesus is the only way to God, and he declared it himself. I'm the way, the truth, the light and the life. That's when I realised that everything else was false. And I just looked up at the ceiling and I said, I'm gonna give my heart to you. I'm gonna find out more about you. I need you. I'm just gonna get away from that stuff now. Like when I think about it now, it was like the ugliest but most beautiful moment of my life. Because I was just up to the point where I'm so tired, God. Then there was an overwhelming sense of peace in me, and I prayed to God. And when I felt his presence in that moment. And I have no more dreams, I have no more nightmares. It's very much peaceful now. Looking back at my life, how it was, and how far I've come, where I am now, I feel like God has literally picked me up from the side of the road and clothed me and fed me and taught me and loved me. I really love him.